Well, hello everyone. I'm Rachel Tessman from StampYourArtOut.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Andover, Minnesota in the US, and I'm here to bring you a live paper crafting class. This is day 6 of 6 of our Hello Spring Craft Along. So it's the last day. We're going to be doing projects 11 and 12, and I hope that you're having fun. I loved seeing comments yesterday on the live of people who were already they were keeping up with the projects. It's incredible. I'm so excited for you that you're keeping up with them. If you're not, that's okay. Remember, these videos stay recorded. They stay on my channel. You can come back to them, rewatch them over and over and over again, just like any other video that I have on my channel. Anyways, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here, and thank you for tuning in. Today, and I keep forgetting to ask this, I would love to know if any of you are new to my channel. I've been doing 6 days in a row of videos, and sometimes the algorithms, help you out when you're going live every day. I'm just wondering if anybody found my channel because of that, and if you're new. And if you are, I would love it if you would subscribe and continue watching. We have a great time on this channel. We do paper crafting projects pretty much all the time, right? There are a few wig videos that are thrown in there, you'll see in my channel, but pretty much 99% of the videos are about paper crafting and the fun of paper crafting. And it's so fun to see your comments roll in as we are starting day 6. Today is Saturday, April 4th, 2026 at 7 p.m. Central Time. And I'm excited. These last 2 cards are so amazing. I loved all the projects in this class. And I can say that because I didn't design all of them, right? I'm not trying to sound like I'm bragging about any of this. These 2 projects are designed by Ange McKay. And so I'm going to bring you to the desktop for just a second here. Oops, let me do this real quick off to the side. You don't see this happening. Okay, hang on. There we go. So this is the tutorial. It's a 31-page tutorial, 32 if you count the cover. 2 projects were done on Monday. Those were Rhonda Wade's. 2 on Tuesday. Those were mine. 2 on Wednesday. Those were Melissa Faust's. Then we had the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday was Jennifer Hill. Friday, yesterday, was Erica Serwin. And then today we're doing Ange McKay's. So I've partnered with these 5 other demonstrators to bring to you this event. About a month ago, we had signups for this event, and what that involved was purchasing kits or just the tutorial. So there were 3 options for signing up. You had the full kit, which included the 2 bundles. Let me show you those. So the 2 bundles, are they in order? Hang on, there they are. So you could get the full kit with the bundles included, and it would be sent to you. You get the tutorial, you get all the goodies in the basic kit as well. So let me show you the basic kit. The basic kit also came with a free link to the tutorial. And I don't have a full basic kit, but the basic kit had 2 containers of embellishments, 2 ribbons. It had a cute bag, because we always have to do a cute bag, right? And a tag, and some fun goodies inside. We had a bag of seeds. We had an actual metal trowel to use in the garden that was cute and floral. And then we had some treats in there. In addition, we had cardstock, specialty paper, and I'm almost done with my last, this is how much I had left. Plus there's designer paper, but we had specialty paper and foil and this lunar luster new paper, some vellum. We had 24 sheets of cardstock, and we have tons of it left, by the way. And then, and that way, when you cut your own, it actually teaches you how to continue making cards, right? So that's the whole reason why we send the sheets, plus you have extra. And then we had 2 half packs of designer paper. One of them was called the Wood Grain Wonders, and the other one is Mixed Up Patterns. So you got a lot. And now that the kits are sold out, we're doing these videos, and you'll want to make sure that you're subscribed to my blog posts and to my newsletter, because in about 3 months, we'll be advertising for the next one. I got invited to come back to this. I'm so excited. It's going to be fun. And so you'll want to make sure that you're tuned in for that. What else do I want to tell? Oh, the tutorial is still available, and you can get it in one of 2 ways. You can get it by purchasing it in my online store, and I believe and tell me if I'm wrong, you guys, but I believe there's a link to it in the video description. And then the other way is if you place an order Monday through today of $50 or more through me, then you will get that gifted to you. A link will come in the thank you email to this tutorial bundle. Good evening to you guys. This is so fun. This is one of my favorite wigs, Wren, I think, silver something or other. And I don't know, I've never had like gray hair. And if I ever did, I would love this color, but this is one of my favorites. And I really need to go and look to see if there are other colors like, you know, blondes or dark blondes, kind of an ashy blonde, because that's what I love wearing most of the time is my ashy color, but this is a fun one for me. So I'm gonna move these things off to the side and we're gonna get started on Ange McKay's cards. I'll keep these here because we're gonna need them, but I did pre-cut all of the cardstock and pieces, or most of it, I should say. So we are on now, if you're following in the PDF, we are now on page 28, okay? And again, the PDF, $25 or free with an order of $50 or more. You can see that you get the measurements and photos and supply lists, written directions, and then there are some that actually have like templates too for boxes and stuff like that. Okay, so let's get going. Yay! All right, I'm gonna bring over, and you know what I forgot to do yesterday? I forgot to share with you all the cards. So you're seeing them maybe for the first time now, but Apple Valley, I love it. Question, what is the green dot for? The green dot? There's a green dot? I don't know. Are you talking about in the kit? You're gonna have to explain, Denise. I'm not sure what you're talking about. But this is the first card that we're gonna make, you guys. Isn't it cute? I love the idea of stacking those pots, and we're gonna give some shading to it. We're gonna, of course, add some Blackberry Bliss flowers and a tulle. And I love Liz Edwards shared with me earlier today. She showed me how she altered this to put the lanyard on the tulle, and it's so cute, you guys. Okay, let's get going. So here's our card base. It's a basic white thick card base, and it's 5.5 by 8.5, scored in the middle at 4 1/4. So we're just gonna give that a good crease. We're gonna check, and here you can see both edges, so that's gonna be the back of the card. Then we have a layer of mixed patterns, mixed up patterns. Why do I keep forgetting the name of this paper? Mixed patterns designer paper, and this measures, let me bring in the trimmer so I can give you exact measurements. It measures 3 3/8 by 4 5/8. Okay. I don't forget to give, oh, thank you, Denise. I'm waiting for your answer though. What do you mean about the green dot? I'm not sure what you mean about that. I want to know. Easter Eve, it is. And is it beautiful where you're at, Faye? We have rainy weather here, rainy and cold. Okay, the other layer that's going to go with that is this one here, and that measures 1/8 of an inch bigger in each direction. So 3.5 by 4 3/4. These two are going to layer together to give us our background. We are going to die cut. Sorry, we're going to do some die cutting, and I think this is the piece right here. This piece is in 1 inch by 3 3/8 because we're going to make a little ground with that. Okay, and then we also have some Blackberry Bliss. It's a scrap of that you could cut some flowers from. So those are ready. We had scraps of silver, the silver foil, so that we could cut a couple tools. And we had, and I used it for another card too, but a scrap of the Wood Grain Wonders in the pecan pie color for a handle. We also needed a scrap of the Cajun Craze cardstock for 3 pots and the base. Oh, there's more flowers. And then we need a scrap of white. So I pulled this in. We still need to work on these 2 scraps, and then we need to fancy up a couple of these pieces. So let's go ahead and bring in our ink. We're going to use pecan pie. No, we're using Cajun Craze. Sorry, Cajun Craze. On your projects, like the cut and emboss package. Oh, yeah. These here? Thank you. So I mark things when they are online exclusives versus in an actual publication. So these were released in online exclusives, I want to say. Maybe these were too. I don't know. My room is a mess, Denise. So they released the last chance list on Tuesday, and I still haven't gone through my supplies yet to mark which is last chance and which isn't. So I don't remember now, but this is supposed to be online exclusives, and I'm guessing these are too, and I just haven't marked them because I think that's where we pulled our projects from. Oh my gosh, now I have to check. Let me pull this over really quick. This was March. I believe this is the one we used. Hang on. We're going to find out. There's the online exclusives bundle of the Help Me Grow. Yep, they're both. I should have marked them both with green because that's how I identify things on my shelves. All right, back to this. Let's bring in our scrap paper. It just keeps me organized so I know, if it's not in a catalog, then it might not have a guaranteed lifetime, and I have to always check to see if it's current or not. But these are current. Let's grab our blending brush, and I have a little one for that. It's Cajun Craze. I'm just going to go ahead and ink it up, and then we're going to come up the sides of the pots. You can do both sides if you want to. I did just shading on one side on mine, but if you want your light to come from the front instead of the side, you'd want to do both sides so that the front of it is more shaded. I'm just going to go ahead and do the right side of all of these, and I want lots of shading on that to give it some depth. We're going to go ahead and do this pot next. So, hey, Las Vegas is in the house. I love it. So, all right, now time to tell me how many of you have gotten done all of the cards so far. I would really love to know if you are done with all 12. If you have the tutorial, you may be done with all 12. Okay, we have that. Now we're going to close that up. We're going to bring out pecan pie ink. And for the pecan pie, we're going to grab a stamp that has speckles on it. That is the one from the Help Me Grow bundle. It's this stamp right here. And we're going to ink up this paper. Just stamp a few, stamp a few speckles. Well, that's definitely going to be the back side now because that's going to have some marks on it. We're just going to come through here and add some speckles to make it look more sandy, more ground-like. Okay? Yeah, we don't want to use that side. We'll do a little bit more. Okay, and now we're going to die cut this. All right, so that's going to be set over here for a minute. I think, yep, these are ready to go. So I'm going to set those over there. Oh, and we need to die cut this. So we're going to die cut these two pieces now. Let's bring our scrap paper out of the way and bring our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine in. So what's everyone doing for Easter? Would love to hear your plans. Okay, we're going to open this up. We've got our machine set up so that we have our base plate number 1, die plate number 2, and then we have one of our scratchier plates, number 3, because we put our dies down typically in the Stampin' Up world. You could do it either way, but I can see where it's going if I place it downward. Here are the dies that I need. I'm going to pull out the ground. And I need the other set too. This is one of those cards where we went into both bundles. Oops, that's the stamps. Hang on, here it is. And we need, which one are we doing? We're doing this one because we're going to do a small oval. That will give us a scallop oval, like an outline, and then we'll also have a small oval, just a plain oval. Going to your daughter's house. Hi, Darlene. Thank you for chiming in. Okay, so we're going to place this on here, and we're going to place this across here about halfway up. Maybe you could go 2/3 of an inch, right? So that there's a 1/4 of an inch showing on the top there. And then for this one, and we're going to have to place it a little bit further over. And for this one, I'm just gonna need the oval, so you can really die cut it wherever you want, but we might as well try to get a pretty scallop out of there at the same time, right? All right, and I'm gonna boost this up just a little bit more. You could put sticky notes on there to hold them in place if you want to, or you can be a Jedi. All right. My husband bought some steaks. My son is gonna be with his girlfriend's family. And then my other son lives in California. So we're doing Easter, just my husband and I, here for like a celebratory dinner type thing, you know. All right. Okay, we have our ground, we have our oval, and then from this, let me just show you in case you're not familiar with these dies, maybe you haven't been watching all the craft tutorials, let me just show you what that looks like. I'm gonna grab my die brush, which is an addition that you can put onto the Take Your Pick tool, and you just kind of go like this all the way around, and it helps to release a lot of those little tiny bits. And then if you kind of get it working into one of the holes, it pushes the paper through too. Let me go a little bit harder there. There it is. There's our scallop oval. Isn't that beautiful? So don't throw those away. You could use those on another project. And we'll toss this aside in the recycling, and it's time to build. Time to build. Oh, we also need to stamp the love you. Sorry, let's do that. We're gonna stamp the love you. Oh, and you know what? Here's another thing. Sorry, I keep remembering all these different things. So she stamped with sincere thanks on the front. You could totally do that. I stamped love you on the front, and I'm gonna show you how I did that. I just inked up a portion of this, and we're using Blackberry Bliss ink for that. So I didn't use any tape because there's a large enough separation on the stamp, but you could tape your word bunches if you wanted to, just to protect it from getting inked. Put it on your grid paper to make sure it's nice and straight, and then stamp using the grid paper as a guide. And I think I was a little off on that. Oopsie. I think I went too fast. We could flip it over. Should we flip it over, you guys? You know what? Yeah, we're gonna flip it over. It's too off. It's off center. Okay, try it again. Well, this is good. I'm teaching you twice. Inking up the word love you. This time, Rachel, comes straight down on top. There, that's a little bit better. There, that's more centered. Okay, let us move on to the assembly part now. For this, we're gonna stack one of the pots inside the base. I'm gonna zoom in a bit so that we have that sitting in there nice and straight. So our glue is gonna go on this part. I think it's gonna be more helpful, and I've been learning that over the course of these days here. If you put it in first, put your glue right along there, and then fold it over on top. Ask me how I know. Okay, there's that. Pot in a pan. Pot in a pan. There's our first flower pot. And then the next one is going to be tilted a bit to the right, and you can stack them within each other. So fun. You're going to eat after church, then home with dinner and their grandkids and kids. Meeting at a restaurant for Easter dinner. That's awesome. I like that idea. The older I get, the more I want someone else to just cook for me. Church and family at a Mediterranean restaurant. Nice. Church and then grilling. This is fun, you guys. I love hearing what you're doing. Okay, so we're gonna stick that in there. It's gonna be at an angle slightly. So I'm gonna just kind of tilt this back, put my glue on here, and stick it in place. Like that, okay? Thanks, Janelle. This is one of my favorite wigs. Okay, and then the last pot is gonna tilt in the other direction. And we're gonna bring that one even deeper into the first one, or the second one. So we'll put our glue on the back and then flap it down. Okay, now we have this guy. Our fork or our rake, there were a couple words that we used for this yesterday. The handle is not necessary because we're going to hide it. It's going to look as if it's, you know, hanging out in the pot. Just be careful. Don't like fall in this room where this pot is, because this little fork thing could hurt you. Although it's probably not that sharp. It's probably got more of a blunt point, but I'm going to put a little glue on the back side, stick that in place, and we're going to hold it even more because we're going to put some dimensionals back there. But for now, we're just stacking up the pot to make it look ready to go. Oops, it's out of camera. There it is. Let's set up this one with a handle. So our trowel or little shovel needs a handle. And make sure that handle's on there straight. And then we have flowers, and the flowers can kind of like connect in and around the pot. So I'm going to put a little glue dot, not a little glue dot, a dot of glue on the back side of most of these, and then we'll just hook it into, hook it into our pot. Let me pull that forward just a little bit there. Come on. Oh, Rachel messed up by gluing it so tight. Okay, there's that. And then I want some flowers down at the bottom too. So I'm going to add these here. Church and out to lunch, hubby and me. What color cardstock is the pot? That is Cajun Craze. Cajun Craze cardstock. And I forgot to mention this. Thank you, Stacy, for asking that question. Those of you that are watching these videos, maybe for the first time or whatever, I've mentioned this before, but I didn't do it yet. The supplies for the projects, for all 12 projects, can be found at the blog post that's connected in the link of the video. Normally I put the supplies also in the video description, but there were too many and I went over my allotted count for, you know, letters that I could use. So you want to go to that blog post and it's going to give you all the information. Okay. Hello, Jill. Glad you could tune in. Oh, I'm so glad, Janelle. You're going to have to get the bundle. I've been noticing that people are ordering the bundle through me. This bundle and the other bundle. Yeah, we're having a great time with them, aren't we? Thank you, Tina. Okay, we are on to the ground and these layers here. So we're going to add this ground, and I'm just going to do it with seal adhesive, which is sitting right here. If you want to, you can boost this up with dimensionals. You certainly can do that. I'm going to just have it go straight across like this. And if you have any excess going over the edges, you could flip it over and do any trimming that you want to do. We're going to add some more adhesive, whether it's glue or steel or tear and tape, whatever works for you. And that's going to go paper to paper on here. And then we're going to add a ribbon. This is where we add the ribbon. And we're using, I want to see if I wrote it down. I think I did. 17 inches. I used 17 inches on mine. So I'm going to go ahead and measure out 16 from the grid paper plus another inch, about 17 inches. Okay, now we're going to take and wrap this from the back, making sure there's no loops back there, to the front. What's SS? SS Church, then home to rest a bit. All right, so I'm tying this at the halfway point. So you can see the stems or the ends of the ribbon are about the same length. And I'm not worrying about where my ribbon is sitting yet because I can shift it. I'm not gluing it down. Next, I'm going to take each of these ends, keeping it nice and tight. I'm going to do a loop and a loop and make a tight bow. If that's hard to do, because sometimes it's hard to manipulate our fingers to make that work, you can do a trick that actually saves ribbon. You can just tie or tack down a little piece about, I don't know, 5 inches, do another bow and stick it on with a glue dot. Okay, this does not have to be attached to the strip that's going across the card. All right, so now we're going to take and adjust the ends to make them look Normal? Am I out of camera? Oh, there I am. I'm doing okay. So now I'm going to trim the ends. 1, 2. And then I'm going to bring it to about 2 inches from the top and about 3/4 of an inch, which is where it's at right now, from the left-hand side. You could put a little glue dot under there if you want to. I tend to tie pretty tight ribbons, so I'm not worried about that, but a glue dot held down there would make it secure. And then we're going to take some dimensionals. Hello, Melanie. Good to see your name pop up. SS. Oh, Sunday school class. Yes. Do you teach it? My mother used to be in charge of the Sunday school program when I was younger. And then she went on to be a teacher. We were both teachers for a while. Elementary school. Kids are fun. They are fun to hang out with. Okay, we're going to put that on with 4 dimensionals, 1 in each corner. Then we're going to add these pots and we're going to put them on dimensionals so that they're sitting like this. Oops, hang on. Got to get these out of the way so I can center this more. So I'm going to put that on with dimensionals, being careful that my fork does not go beyond the card. So this one might have to go down just a little bit more. It looks like my pots stacked higher than they should have. That happens sometimes, right? We'll just add some dimensionals across. Give it a little balance here too. I'm using up all my edges, you guys. I hope you do that too. Use up those edges. Don't waste them. They are great dimensional pieces in and of themselves. The next craft along, Vicki, it is going to be in, well, we're going to advertise for it in June, and I believe we're holding it in July because this is what? This is April, end of March, April, right? So we really started it in March, and that's when the products released from the online exclusives. If you count 4 months forward from March, April, May, June, July, July would be the next month where online exclusives are released. So we're going to advertise it in June, and then we would be doing the craft along sometime in July, towards the end of July, I'm guessing. Okay, so there's that. And then let's put our Love You on the front with dimensionals. Yeah, this got a little high. Maybe I should have used my layer here to kind of figure it out. This one's beyond that yellow edge too, but this one's a little high. Okay, we'll put our dimensionals on the back. And there's our front, and we'll add that right here, kind of going across, right above the bow. Then we have our tool, and our tool is going to be laying across these pots here. You could put them up on dimensionals, the handle up on dimensionals if you want to. I'm just going to add glue there because it's going to connect to the pots that way, right? Right like that. And, oh, embellishments, right? We have embellishments. And again, Rachel is a little low on the garden epoxy shapes. So we are just going to embellish one of the cards. And we're using the same ones that she put on there. So we'll do a yellow star, or flower, I should say, and then another pink flower. And we'll put it up here because I kind of ran out of space further down. So there is the finished card, you guys. That's what it's supposed to look like, or very similar to. I try to follow her directions pretty much exactly, and I think I did, except for the sentiment. I changed the sentiment out. Okay. Oh, thanks, Deborah. This is my favorite wig. Well, one of my favorites. I wore another one on, was it Wednesday or Thursday? I think it was Wednesday. Otherwise, I like to wear toppers most of the time because I don't want to give up my long hair. But I do love these short hair wigs. Okay, second card. Ready? Let's go on to the second card. The second card is a little more detailed. I think most of us in this craft along got more detailed on our second projects. I don't know. This is my second one for us tonight. This is Anne McKay's second one, okay? Here we go. Look how stinking cute this is. It has a little tote bag in it, dragonflies, some embossing, some shading on both sides of the pot this time, a couple different leaf colors to give it more depth. We've got another ground in here. There is a hidden layer of designer paper back there, but it's just so subtle that it doesn't make you feel like there's you know, like it makes you feel like there's more of a texture rather than a paper, right? Okay. Alrighty, we ready? I'm trying to see if there's any questions because I see some comments rolling in. Oh, you're not a teacher, you keep the attendance and do all the paperwork? Okay, but you're part of the program and they need you. All right, cut my edges between the little mountains and it gives me a half a dimensional. Yes, you could do that too. You could either cut these or you could use the mini dimensionals. Those are already cut and ready for you. I have a stash of each. I know, you're like, whoa. So are we ready to make this card? This one, and I'm gonna keep it here so I can see it. Let me show you what we have done so far. We have the card base ready and I'm gonna zoom out. This is basic beige cardstock. We'll take and use the bone folder. Ribbons flying everywhere. Give that a good crease. Check to see, oh, we can see both edges there, so that's gonna be the back side. We have a layer of designer paper, and I'm gonna ask you to take a vote. Do you want me to make this one slightly different and use the crumb cake side, or do we just go with this side again? So the basic beige, or do we change it up so that there's a darker background? You guys tell me, lighter or darker, okay? And then we also have a basic beige tote bag, and what we need to do is trim off a portion of this. So this bag came in your basic or full kit if you purchase the kit from us, because we don't expect you to have all these dies, but that bag comes from the Notes and Totes dies, okay? So it's this one here. There's a lot of dies in here. I've got 2 layers of magnets on this, so you can see all the cuteness that you can do. There's like a suntan bottle. There's a suntan lotion bottle. There's a shell, some shells, a scarf, glasses, another bottle of something, a water bottle. It's just so cute. And then there's little elements to make the bag. We have a few more elements that we're going to pull out with that bag. And these are also in your little cellophane bag. And that is the base of the bag and the straps, the stitching, I should say. And there's 2 handles, I think, or maybe just 1 handle. There's 1 handle right there. So there's our bag that we need to stamp on a little bit. We're going to stamp on this piece. Then we have our ground, and we're going to stamp on that again, just like we did, giving it a little bit of speckle. We need the speckle for both of these pieces. We have a scrap of the Cajun Craze color, and we have our 2 pieces for our pot and our base of our pot. And then we have our 2 scraps from Mossy Meadow and from Old Olive, and those give us the greenery that's going to come out of the pot. We have our tools, and we have only the silver part of the tools because they're going to be stuck into the bag. Now, she did, I want to say, hang on a minute. I think she did silver foil on hers, and I was going a little low on my silver foil, but you could use either one. If you want to, you can use the Lunar Luster because it still gives you a great tool effect. Yes, so she used the silver foil. So you can choose whatever you have, whatever you need. If you were sparing on your silver, and I think I do have some of that left in my stack somewhere, but I just wanted to show you the difference. So I'm going to show you with Lunar Luster. And then we need a little strip that's 3/8. Let me measure that. I think it's 3/8. Yeah, 3/8 of an inch tall by 2 inches, which we can actually cut down. I think we're cutting that down a bit. Let me see the finished card again. Oh, I know why. Because she put a little flag on hers to, cut it a little bit. But you can even start out with a smaller piece if you want to. It's for the sentiment on the front of the card. We have a couple dragonflies. There are our dragonflies stamped in Berry Burst and cut out already. And gosh, I think all of our die cutting's done, you guys. So I'm gonna put the die cutting stuff away. we will need to do some embossing. All right, let me see what you guys picked. So I am seeing, and I should have put like a little poll in there to make it more official, but I see different, darker, darker, darker. Oh, gosh, you guys all want me to try the darker one. Okay, well, let's do it. This is so that we have a difference, right? So we're gonna flip this over, and that way we'll have two different cards. The bag will pop a little bit more because the bag and the background on this card are the same, but we have speckles here and we have a print on this one. But it will pop a little bit more, make it stand out a little bit more, I think, with that darker background. Let's also do a quick little bow, because I want to have a bow on my card, just like she had. So I'm going to wrap this around, tie it in a knot. And I'm not super fast with this stuff. Oh, and it came off. Let's try it again, Rachel. Actually, let's go this way. I think that's how you normally do it. 1, 2, wrap it around and tie the knot. There we go. Okay. Bow maker. So there's that. And there's the cute little bow. Adorbs. All right. Then we need to stamp some speckles. So I'm going to pull out my Stampin' Mist. Oh, actually, we already have it in the pecan pie color. Let's work with the pecan pie right now because we already have it in that color, so we might as well use it in that color. And I did have my scrap paper. Let me find it. Here it is. Let's put our scrap paper down, get our ground out, and stamp this up with pecan. So, and you can die cut first, which is what I did on this one, or you can stamp first like we did on that first card. But we're just adding some speckles for texture. And it does not have to be pretty, so that's why I'm stamping it multiple times to kind of cover it with lots of spots. And there is our ground. Isn't that fun? It looks so sandy. Okay, we'll pull that off. We don't need the top part of that. Now we'll clean this off. And we'll get this inked up in the basic beige color. All right, let's pull in basic beige ink. And we'll ink up our tote. And for this one, I'm gonna go a little gentler. I'm gonna stamp it so that it kind of has layers, but I'm not doing a stamp off. I'm trying to kind of give it a texture that's more consistent. So we're just kind of going in rows across our bag. Okay. Then you're gonna fold back on all of those creases. There are 4 creases on here. And we're gonna make these go to the back like that because we want that part to be adhered straight and flat on our bag, okay? Alrighty, just checking to see if there's any questions. Is the bow maker just, you just happen to be the one? Yes, it is, Kathy, it is. It's the one you sent me. Thank you. I was trying to remember who gave it to me, but yes, thank you for reminding me. Yes, the 10-second bow maker. Thank you for that. I also have another one that is this one here was gifted to me by Vicki Spicer from Spicy Prints on Facebook. So if you're on Facebook, you can look for Spicy Prints. Let's go ahead and add our tear and tape now. So we're going to do tear and tape across here. That way we can keep it sticky with a thin amount of tape because the seal won't fit on this section very well. So we're doing tear and tape, and then we're going to peel up the backing. We're gonna roll over any extra onto itself. So it's nice and it's on that little skinny space there. Like that. Then through the middle, top part of the bag, we're gonna add, I'm running out of decent sized ones on here. We're gonna add 2 dimensionals. Now, if you look at the way this bag is, we have our handles stuck here, here, and here. And so I'm gonna put my 2 dimensionals, let's see, where did I stick them? Kind of have to have them in places where you're gonna be able to insert your handles around them. But I wanted this lifted enough. So I'm gonna stick them like right here. Let's go ahead and flatten that down so that this adhesive doesn't stick to our table. And we want to decorate our bag with these straps and the base of the bag. I'm gonna do that with glue. Okay. Oh, thanks, Judy. She said, please remember to do the thumbs up. If you're watching and you're enjoying my videos, I always love it if you click the like or thumbs up. That's so kind of you. We're gonna come in about, I wanna say 3/8 of an inch. So about this far on the bag. And you can use your handle kind of as a guide to figure out where that's gonna sit best. You can probably go over a little bit more. Yeah, that works. So about a little over 1/4 of an inch from the edge. And then we'll do the other one on the other side. And I'm gonna use my adhesive eraser because I already had glue on this when I situated it. And now it's sticky right there. This one's gonna go here, like that. And let's trim off this extra piece that's sticking out here. Okay. Then we can put the handle up here. And the handle only needs adhesive on the base. Right through there. Oh, you can sand it. Yes. And someone else mentioned yesterday, who was it yesterday? Lynn Price said that she did she put the tiny pots through the time-worn embossing folder, which you may recall. It's an older one, but it had such a nice texture to it. So she did a little texture on her pots. So yeah, you can change them up, right? You need a bow maker? Oh, you need your bow maker because you make lousy bows without it. Yes. Okay, so that's on there. Actually, that's not sticky. It's good to go. And then we're gonna put glue along this. And this one we have to kind of bend as we glue it because the bag is bent. So let's center it. Add it on here so it goes score line to score line. Stick it down and then bend it so that it glues down in a bended position. Okay, does that make sense? See that there? Isn't that cute? Okay, that's ready. Let's look at the other pieces here. The scissorsy kind of tool. What is this thing? This is scary. This is like Edward Scissorhands tool. We're gonna stick that into our bag in 2 separate pieces, and these will stick in, and they're gonna have dimensionals on the back side. So we might as well put, gosh, I have like hardly any of these left. Let's put, actually we'll go to the small ones. So we'll put this one on the back of the trowel or the spade or the shovel. And then we'll put this one on the back here, along with, I think I'm gonna do like a little thin strip that I can kind of cut into a few sections here. So we'll put this one on the back of the handle of this Reiki fork piece. Please don't, like use the words that I use for these garden tools because I'm not very smart with garden tools and plant names and all that. And on the back side of that, we will add a couple of these. So I'm just gonna position these and we're gonna put one across This is the back side. There's not a lot of like area to hold this together with glue because there's a hole there, but you could put like a brad in there, you know, if you still have brads in your collection. Stampin' Up! Doesn't sell them right now, but I'm gonna put this right over the top of these so that my scissors tool stays open. And then I will put another one right in through here. Okay, so there, we have that piece, and that piece. Those are ready to stick into our card. And then for our gardeny pot thing, we're gonna need to put some adhesive on the back in that area here. Stick that into our pot. Get your finger on there, pick up any excess glue. Actually, I'm gonna shove that over a bit. And then we'll do the same with this one. Add some adhesive. Not a lot of adhesive to hold this in here, is there? But then we're gonna bring in other stuff. We're gonna bring in our dragonfly to help hold things in place. So we will bend the wings a little bit. If you want to, you could add Wink of Stella, but we're just gonna add this with the glue dot. And my glue dots, oh, there they are. I found them. So we'll grab our next free glue dot, and that will go here. Oh, you know what we forgot to do? We forgot to ink up the pot. Oh, Rachel. Can we pull these out of here? Oh, we can. And let's just kind of shove these out of the way. I do want to give it a little texture, or not texture, shading. So we're going to grab that Cajun Craze ink pad. We're going to do it, you guys. We can. We can make it work. But we definitely had to have the dragonfly out of there. A little bit of shading here. And we'll lift the leaves up on this side and do a little shading on this side. Sorry about that, completely forgot. I'm so glad, Sandy. We really had fun creating them, and I love learning from all of these demonstrators, all these different ideas. I never would have thought to stack the pots inside of each other. Good, yeah, tiny brads are awesome. You must still have a collection, Denise. I love them too. I actually have them in my non-Stampin' Up! Supply drawer. Okay, let's put that little dragonfly back on there. Still has a decent sticking adhesive on the back of the glue dot because it wasn't quite bonded yet. So that's ready. Forgot the pot. Let's do the pot too, or the pan, or the plate, whatever this thing is called. Get that pad out. We need more ink on it. I want to know who's been crafting actually along as the videos are going live. Or do you rewind them and watch them? Who's doing it with me as we go? Or who does them ahead of time and then goes, uh-oh, I made a mistake on mine. Just kidding. There's so many ways you can do them, right? So I'm going to bring this into the base. Then I'm going to tip this forward, get some glue right on that edge, and stick it down. Okay, on the back side of this one, we need some dimensionals. So we're gonna put 2 along the bottom. Grab these bigger ones again. We're gonna use up this whole sheet. So maybe we'll just need, well, yeah, we'll do 2. 1, 2, to connect that little plate there, that base plate to the pot. And then we're gonna put a couple through here. So we'll stick one right there to help hold those plants. And let's do smaller ones here. Let's do a couple small off to the side. I'm looking at the finished card here. I think we're good on dimensionals for those parts and pieces. I think we're ready to assemble most of this. We're gonna do the darker side because that's what you get. A saucer, thank you. Because that's what we asked for. So we're gonna do the darker one to just compare and contrast. So let's do some adhesive on the back. You can do glue, you can do whatever. You rewind and stop them and start, okay. Yeah, that's what I would do too. I don't know if I could keep up with a live video. Especially since Rachel did all the paper cutting and die cutting ahead of time. Okay, so we have that base. Oh, yep, this is gonna go edge to edge. Thought I messed up, but this goes edge to edge. So because we already have a square corner on that side, we can use that side to line up along the bottom and along the left edge. And then we'll take our scissors and trim off any excess. There's the ground. We're gonna add our bag next, and our bag actually needs a little bit more adhesive through here. We need the tear and tape. The tear and tape, we're gonna just put a little strip of that right along the bottom here, because I want the base of the bag to lie flat, and I want the top part to open more. So the bag is gonna go next. We'll pull off these backings. We have the backing off of the side pieces already. So when we add this, you want that left or that right point here to go right to the edge of the card. This to go along the bottom, and then everything to lie flat, except for a little lift in the middle here where the dimensionals are, okay? And then the pot will overlap the left side of the bag. So we'll add that. And I'm leaving the middle here empty because we still have something else to add there. So that's gonna go here, making sure that your leaves from your plant stay within the left edge of your card. So you might have to overlap your bag a little bit, especially if you tilted your plant to the left like Rachel did. Okay, and then we can add our tools. I'm gonna add the little Edward Scissors hand tool right in here. So that's kind of in the middle. And this is where your dimensional positioning might cause issues. I'm gonna add that there. So be strategic in those dimensionals, or you could lift it up and tuck them in afterwards, I suppose. We're gonna add our trowel. Come on, go in there. And then we have our fork. So cute, but very dangerous to like fall down next to this. Just be careful, you guys. We have another dragonfly, and we're gonna put that on our fork / rake tool, our digging tool, our oxygenating the soil tool. We'll add that one there. We need to do our sentiment, and then we'll do our bow and our embellishments. So let's do our sentiment. If you have not embossed before, it is so much fun. You need embossing powder, sticky ink, and a heat tool. Those are the basics. I do have the Embossing Additions Toolkit, which also includes an embossing buddy that you can wipe across your cardstock, and that will help get rid of any moisture from your fingertips. You can brush off any extra. I do have my container. The brush comes with it, and a tweezers comes with it. So we're gonna stamp using sticky ink. That's Versamark ink. And we're gonna stamp the word hello, which comes from either set. You can grab this word from either set. So we're gonna stamp that down. We'll lift it up. Put the embossing powder on here. And I can clean this up tonight. I've just been leaving it like this, but I'm gonna tidy it up after this. So there's our word hello. We're gonna heat it. We wanna move that powder out of the way. Get our heat tool running for a while. I've turned it on so it can heat up a bit. And then because this is so small, it might be wise for Rachel to hold on to this with the tweezers. So let me grab that. Although my tweezers tool, oh, here it is. I do have it. Yay. Okay, so I'm gonna hold on to that with the tweezers so I don't burn my finger. And we will just get that powder to solidify. all done. Super quick, super easy. At this point, if you want to, you can add little flags on either end. So let's see here. I'm going to trim this in a little bit. We'll give it a little banner end. Serpent's tongue. I don't know. There's so many names that you can give this. Flag it. If you want to flag it, you can. I'm going to do both sides. I think Ange only did one side, but I'm going to do both sides. Oops. Okay. And then we will add that to the front of our pot with even more dimensionals. The tote bag is so cute, you guys. I agree. Just put a couple on the back, and that's going to go through the middle where I don't have dimensionals underneath. So that will go here. And then we need our ribbon. Where did our ribbon go? I lost the ribbon. I lost the cute little bow, you guys. Oh no. Well, let's do these while we're looking. Somebody come over to my house and look for the bow. We're gonna add some natural matte dots. Natural matte dots. Yeah, my bow is gone. I lost it. So sad. Well, we will just refer to this card. Oh, it's on top of the... It's right here. And you're all laughing because you've done it too. So we're gonna stick that onto our bag handle. So cute. I was so sad when it was missing. And then, oh, and you know what? Look at that, the contrast on there. What do you like better, you guys? Do you like the darker background or do you like the lighter background? Could use crumb cake dots on this one instead of the green. I don't know. Actually, I think she used crumb cake. What did she? Oh, no, she used combination of both. I'm going to do crumb cake. I'm going to do crumb cake. That's what I'm going to do. 1, 2, and then we'll do another one up in here. 3. Huh. 2 different versions. I don't know. I kind of like the brighter one. What one do you guys like the most? You guys are all... I know there's this delay. So had I looked up at the comments, then I still wouldn't have heard from you until like 30 seconds later. So it was inevitable that I had to be on my own to look for that bow. But I thank you so much for telling me where it was. Because I still might not have found it, right? So... You like the darker? Okay. Well, it does make the bag pop, doesn't it? It makes the bag stand out a bit more. Well, they both have benefits for different reasons, but that's what's fun about card making is you get to decide. You get to be the artist. I'm cleaning up my little mess over here. So I'm going to bring in all the different projects that we have worked on this week, you guys. It's been so much fun. I hope you consider signing up for the next one that we will be advertising in June with the July online exclusives product release. So it'll be here before we know it. And we have no information on that because we don't know what the products are yet. So you're just going to have to tune into our websites and newsletters and all that sort of thing. Okay, let me bring things in now that I have some tidiness to this table. And I'm going to zoom out a bit. Oh, there's another dimensional backing. Okay, so we just did this card. Oh, actually, we did that one. We did these 2 cards today. Those were Ange McKay's. Oh, here's the pile. It's right to the right of me. Actually, let's go in the other order because I think I have a Monday through Friday set up here. So let's pull these off to the side. And we will start with, the one that lost the bow. I lost a bow on this one. All right, so the first 2 cards we made, Monday's cards. Rhonda Wade's Round weights where we use those seeds. So fun. And put those, let's see where if we can angle them into our camera so that you can see everything, you guys. There's that one. On the second day, we did Rachel's box, Rachel's card. These are mine that I designed. We'll stick those up there. Then we did, what was the next day? That was Melissa Faust's. We did this card and this little treat bag. Does that fit down there? Then we did Jennifer Hills. There's her 2 cards. Sunshine Yellow. They're not all gonna fit on here, are they? Then we did Erica Serwin's 2 cards. We're gonna start overlapping. And then we did Ange McKay's 2 cards. You guys, a whole week's worth of fun and creativity featuring the Help Me Grow bundle and the Scallop Wishes bundle. So much fun. So much fun. Yay! Remember that if you'd like to get this tutorial for free, you'll want to place an order of at least $50 through one of us by the end of the day today. But make sure that you get that order in, and we will email you a link to the tutorial. Also, when you place an order through me, you get, with a $50 order, you do get the All-Star tutorial too. So even if you miss out on this one, let's say you're watching this days later, you're still going to get a tutorial for $50. So enjoy the creativity that comes your way with a thank you. I am having an ordering special this month because I'm anticipating, and I'm getting very close to a large milestone. And so I'm going to show you some goodies that you could get your hands on for free with a large qualifying order. And I say large because you don't have to do this, but I think sometimes the people that place larger orders also need to have a little extra perk. And so I'm doing the extra perk for those people this month. And any order that is 200 or more will get a packet of these butterflies in May, because I can't order them till May. But if you place the order in April and it's 200 or more, you're going to get that. And then if your order is 300 or more, because let's say you're going, you know, wild on all the good stuff that just got entered into the last chance list, or you loved what we were sharing during the Hello Spring Craft Along and you want to get some goodies, and you're investing, then your $300 order is going to get you a sampler of a fourth a pack of this Blossoms paper. I forgot the full name of it, but it's gorgeous, and it has this pretty little flowers on it. It's got in colors featured in it. And then, of course, you'll also get this, because you got to have some pearl paper in the in colors too. So that and this comes with the $300 order. $400 order, I bring you another packet of embellishments. So you get all of this at the $400 order, and $500 order gets you even more goodies. You get some of this fun resist paper, this fun vellum, and this beautiful coastal specialty paper, a half a pack of that. Yes, I'm being generous because I'm celebrating, and I hope that's okay with all of you that I'm celebrating. There is one card too that I just want to show you. This is a card that is going to inspire my live next Wednesday. We're going to do a floating frame card, not this specific one, but we're going to do a floating frame card using a technique like this. This is featuring the Help Me Grow bundle, obviously, that we've just been playing with. And I forgot that next Wednesday I will be live, but next Friday I won't. I am going to be out of town. So that kit collection kit that I promised you last night in the live, that's actually getting pushed back a little bit further. I'm not showing that to you next week. Sorry about that. Happy Easter to all of you. Yes. What else do I want to tell you? I don't want to forget anything, so I'm just going to breeze through my notes here. Good. I told you about that. Awesome. Awesome. I think we're good. So I hope that you had fun this week. I had a lot of fun. I'm going to let you all go, and thank you so much for joining me today and or any of these days this week. It was a fun ride, and I hope that you got some creative inspiration. Now I'd like you all to go and stamp your art out. Bye-bye.